what was it, March 10th, St. Petersburg. So the IndyCar series, a little over a month later, like middle of April, they said, okay, Penske Racing, specifically, Joseph Newgarden and McLaughlin, the winner yesterday. Will Power never pushed this button, but they shouldn't even have had it in their car. Can you shed, because I'm not smart on this and I'm not pretending to be. I listened to the press conference. I read everything. What is your opinion on this whole deal?
My opinion is they knew exactly what they had. They used it, especially Joseph, and it was an advantage. I mean, he blew by Colton at the start of the race and things. So, it was noticeable, and it may have made a difference in the race. So yeah, it's disappointing for sure that they went and they did that. And I just wish they just would owned it more and just said, hey, all right, we got busted. Let's go on. Instead, the drivers had their story. Cindric had his story, and some of the others had their. None of the stories matched up. They should have just went with it and been transparent about it. Whereas I really give Jay, when you talk about Jay, that was a gutsy move to expose it and go and give Roger that penalty, that to take all the points away from the team and the win. That was a gutsy move for Jay, for sure. So I applaud them for being transparent on that side of it. But yeah, it was just an unfortunate, disappointing thing.
So, NASCAR has been way behind for years. Our cars have been, Roman chariots. I mean, they've been way behind, and we know.
Mm-hmm.
I happily accept the old IndyCar guys calling us taxi cab racers. That's fine.
That's what I
It's
used
funny.
to say.
Yeah, right. Let's go back to St. Pete for a minute. I was telling you how ancient our cars are. They were. Now here we are. We've
Getting better.
upgraded, get better. Still
Mm-hmm.
old. Still old.
Mm-hmm.
But we can take and plug right into our motors now. And I know you guys were way ahead of this before us. Um, when the Penske team had this push to pass button, in your mind, just as I call this de-bullshitting the situation. I mean, they had to know they were going to pull. I mean,
Yeah.
how could one think they were going to get away with that?
I don't know. I mean, I think it's funny how the whole thing was exposed. It was all by mistake. So what happened was at Long Beach, they forgot to turn on the push to pass in the morning warm up. IndyCar did, and the only three cars that had push to pass in the warm up were the Penske cars. So that's what exposed it, and that's what got them to start looking at it. Otherwise, they had it in, so they were going to use it at Long Beach, which would have been a big advantage. So to say that it was by mistake, it's why would you still have it in if you knew that you used it by mistake in
Yeah. Okay.
at the first race. So yeah, that's where things they should have just not said anything and just said, okay, we screwed up and go on. But because they were going to use it at Long Beach if they didn't get caught.
And as Paul Harvey used to say, and that's the rest of the story. Okay. That's exclamation mark. So Roger Penske, and I know Roger. He had to be embarrassed about this. I mean, you cannot convince me that Roger knew about this. So do you think that's something that the team went on and did on their own? Or do you think Roger said, yeah, go ahead and cheat?
That's a tough one. I don't know. I mean, all I can say, if that would happen to on our team, Rob Edwards would have been let go immediately. If something was going on that I didn't know about. Now, do I think that Roger didn't know exactly about it? Yeah. Did he give the permission to do stuff? Maybe. I don't know. Possible. I just don't know. I mean, that's something that we'll always speculate on, and we just don't know for sure. But I guess, I would have handled it a lot different with my employees if somebody did that, purposely and didn't tell me. I wouldn't be happy about that. That's our
Yeah.
reputation, it's Roger's reputation. How could they do that? And if you're going to do that, you should have to pay the price.